Biz Dev Live with Cameron Totes. Welcome. In the spirit of documenting the process, in the spirit of getting better and improving what you're doing, are you getting started on YouTube? Are you struggling on how to actually get subscribers, get views, bring people in to watching your channel? We're going to talk about some of the tips and tricks of the YouTube platform today. I'll walk through it. I am 111 episodes in, right, as of today, and I'll talk about some of the things that I've learned in my process with this. So hopefully this is an informative and interesting video for you. We're going to get into it right after the theme.
Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T.
So I'm excited to talk to you today. So I have a reference down in the YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, to check it out on the comments to the side. You can go to this constant contact article, not paid by anybody to represent Canva or constant contact, just good resources for you to utilize in looking at your YouTube content and how to get better and getting started on YouTube, just a Google search away. So forgive me as we are getting into this. I'm going to look to the side because I'm looking at the article along with you. For some small businesses and organizations, getting started on YouTube can be scary, right? So define your goals. Before you do anything, it's important to consider what you're hoping to get out of YouTube, right? So what is your business model? What are you looking for? And for myself, it's about building a better walkway or bigger door to my business and my offering. So trying to bring people in. I've also started a company called Care Social Agency, which is about video strategy. So through the practice of this, through understanding it better, being able to guide people down this path, which is, you know, what this video is all about today. Create your channel. So if you have a Google account, if you don't have a Google account, go and create one. Go on into YouTube, name your channel. It's one of those things that you got to get in there and play with it. Once you do, click around, find the buttons, go on to Google. If you are worried about how to do it or struggling, how do I create a channel? To create a YouTube channel, you'll need to get a Google account. You can either use an existing Google account or create a new one for your business. Once you have created your account and navigated to YouTube, you'll be asked to name your channel. We suggest using the name of your business as it will be the most recognizable. You want to make it easy for your target audience to find you, right? So just to make this video a little bit easier today, so I'm using some software called and just to make this a little bit easier in terms of what you're looking at. So I'm looking at the same direction as the content here. I'm going to go ahead and just change the way we're looking at the aspect ratio. All right. And let's see if I can effectively change that. There we go. There we go. So now when I'm looking at the content, it's like I'm looking at the content. All right. And let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger so you can see it as well. All right, great. All right, so to create a YouTube channel, you'll need a Google account, right? Get in there. Here's a few things you should focus on. Your channel art, right? So the thing that you want to focus on is what your art looks like on there, and canva.com, which is why I have that link down below in the comments as well, is a great place. You can go in there and they have actually titled in Canva your YouTube header and a channel icon, so you can actually create that. And it's just use your channel icon is basically your YouTube profile picture. This image is automatically pulled in from Google account. In order to make your channel recognizable, it is a best practice to upload your company's logo as your channel icon. If you don't have a logo, use a high quality image. And that might be a picture of your face, might be the best option there, especially if people know you and your business is your name. That is something that I would highly recommend. Otherwise, if it is a more formal company, a larger company, then use that logo or art that represents the company and is recognizable for the company. You can help your channel stand out from the crowd by customizing your channel art. YouTube provides a great walkthrough of this process, complete with dimensions and how your artwork. Again, go to Canva, and some of those art pieces are there laid out already in the dimensions. Click into Canva. You'll find that it's fairly easy to use, and you can create some art that fits the dimensions of what YouTube is actually asking for right now. All right. The About section is an opportunity for you to tell people who you are, what you do. The more niche you are, the more easy it's going to be for people to find you and what you're talking about. If your channel is about everything, it's going to be very difficult for you to stand out. But if you are very niche and very targeted in what you are doing, you're using some very specific keywords, and you can use some things like YouTube Buddy. Just getting into it myself, downloaded the free version, probably going to upgrade to the paid version so that it can talk to me about keywords. I'm 111 videos in, so now there's some actual progress and a lot of content out there, so that'll help me focus down on what people are paying attention to. But the big thing that I'm really targeting in is business development as well as video strategy. So those are two places that I want to rank very high in. So in thinking about how I'm going to describe the channel moving forward, I may want to target and really niche down and make sure that all of my art and my content is really business development, video strategy, business development, business strategy. Those two are a little wide. I don't want to talk about video strategy every single day because I don't think that's the only thing that's relevant to business development. It also would be boring for me because in terms of video strategy, there's only so much that I can do in terms of telling you, hey, you need to be on YouTube, right? So begin making and uploading videos, right? So make sure that you're creating content that is interesting, that you have something going on that is interesting. This behind me was made with Canva. This is video content that you can create and enhance. I'm using a platform called to bring together this live video presentation with some video. So there's these things that you can do, especially if you're a consultant or coach, that really make your content stand out and be interesting, right? Create playlists. So if you go to my YouTube channel, right, youtube.com/Cameron Toth, you're going to see playlists, right? So when you go to these playlists, you're going to see the big one is BizDev Live with 130 videos on it, but there's also Alumni Connections with 33 videos on it of interviews that I've done for soundbusiness.org with our alumni that have gone on and done amazing, amazing things. So you're going to want to check out those videos and really enjoy them, but they're separated into separate playlists so that folks that want to enjoy BizDev Live content can find it all right there. For folks that want to find Alumni Connections content, they can go to that playlist. You may only have one playlist because you're only doing one type of video, but if you're doing different types of videos, you really want to organize that. And then even within that, if I got 20 videos on video strategy, it's probably a great idea for me to take those and create a sub playlist or another playlist as well to really make the channel functional and logistically accessible for people that are subscribing and coming and finding my channel. Share your videos. Now, this is something that obviously you should be comfortable with, but if you are not, get comfortable with it. Taking those YouTube videos and dropping them onto other platforms is a great way to bring people in, especially if you have a lot of followers on other channels. You're on Twitter, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Instagram. You want to drop your videos. And yes, it is good to drop native video into those platforms but especially if your form is longer content, drop short videos into that with a link to your YouTube, and that should bring subscribers in. It's worked fairly well for me. I'm 142 subscribers in, no thousands, no millions quite yet, but it's very slow in the beginning. I've watched a lot of YouTubers talk about the process, and it's slow in the beginning, and then as you get your numbers up, it will become quicker. You will snowball into success, and that's important. Analyze your data. One of the big valuable things about being on YouTube is that there are so many great analytical features that they offer. So when you go into YouTube and you hit the analytics button on the back end of YouTube, you're going to see what videos are performing best. You can actually see within the video how long somebody has watched it, where people are sort of coming in, coming out. There's so much there. So as you're putting up some videos, I would hesitate on looking at, the first video that you pick out and put up, and, maybe there's not a lot of subscribers and maybe 0 subscribers. The data isn't going to be very rich, but as you move along, going back and checking out that data and taking it all with a grain of salt, because I am posting live on Facebook, so there's analytics that I'm not seeing on YouTube, but I am thinking about moving strictly to YouTube, especially for pre-dated or things that I know that I'm going to do in advance, where things are scheduled in advance. That way I can advertise it on Facebook, I can advertise it on these other social media channels, but I really want people to come to YouTube so that I can transition them into subscribers, right? Stay engaged with your audience. One of the worst things you can do on YouTube is to upload your video and then forget about it. Check in every once in a while to see if people are engaging with your video. So if people are commenting, the big thing there is we want to respond, check in with them. If you've put up some great content, share it again, really keep it going, and definitely follow up with people. If you're interviewing people, follow up with guests from time to time. Really add some substance to what you're doing so that you can create, what you want to create with your show or your channel. Make your videos accessible by adding subtitles and closed captions to your YouTube videos. You can open up your content to a larger audience, including deaf or hard of hearing viewers. This also allows for international viewers to take advantage of your content, as they may speak a different language than the one spoken in your video. Adding closed captions is simple. In fact, YouTube has a tool that automatically generates them. However, this tool is not perfect and often requires minor edits or tweaks to deliver a good experience. YouTube support page has step-by-step instructions on how to create, edit, or upload subtitles and closed captions. This honestly is not something that I've taken advantage of, so I'm glad that I'm reading about it now, and I will try to go and take advantage of it for the future. And for folks that are doing it, please leave some comments down below. I'd love to know your experience with it, or if there's some better tools out there. Decide who should have access to your channel. If you're going to be the only person contributing to your YouTube channel, you can go ahead and skip this part. However, if you are managing a small marketing team or want to give one of your employees access to the account in order to respond to viewer comments or upload videos, you'll want to understand how channel owners and managers work on YouTube. You should always make sure you are a primary owner of the account. This way, if an employee leaves or changes roles, you will be able to remove or edit their access. This also prevents any ex-employees from being able to control the account after they're gone. You can learn about channel roles and how to add people to your account. So there's a link in the article below that I posted, but also you can just Google that. And I have to actually look a little bit more into that, because we do a YouTube channel for a nonprofit, and I think we're just all going in through the credentials, but obviously there's a way where you can actually assign people to manage the account in a way that doesn't give them full access to your Google account, which is important. Consider going live. So like me today, going live, right? Live video is more popular than ever. Going live is a great way to build trust and loyalty. It is an authentic way to communicate with your audience. It's also a great way to introduce yourself and your brand new YouTube account. YouTube Live can be enabled on any verified YouTube. However, only accounts with at least 1,000 subscribers are able to live stream on mobile. All right. In order to enable live streaming, simply go to YouTube's Creator Studio tools and click on the live streaming tab. Look for live streaming tips. We recommend using a network with high-speed internet and setting up in a location where there's minimal background noise or distraction. And I can speak to this, right? If you're setting up live and there's a lot of background noise, not only is it going to be distracting to you, but it's also going to be weird for the folks watching the video, because like, where's that noise coming from? What's that going on with that? Creating a successful YouTube channel and an engaged community of subscribers may seem like a lot of work, but the reward is worth it, right? And obviously I'm not in a position to talk about all of the fantastic rewards that you can get from a successful YouTube channel, because honestly, I'm not quite there yet. But creating a successful YouTube channel is something that's going to allow people to come to your door, making sure that not only are people seeing your brand or your product, but they're going to be interacting with you in a way that is very unique. And for you as a business owner, for an entrepreneur, for a company, what you want is that customer relationship and people to be constantly seeing you. And having that YouTube channel is basically having, when you have folks as a subscriber, a very unique way into their phone, into their email account, into their life. So create some great content. I guarantee you there's going to be somebody checking it out that you never thought would. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any way we can make the channel better, please leave some comments down below. Let me know, and I will be very happy to help out. Take care. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.
Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz Dev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T.
Take care, everybody.